I do it right now. All right, let's invite everyone to the party, the Miracle Experiment Game Party. Super. All right, welcome everybody. As you're coming in, I'm just so excited to be with you today. My name is Dr. Clint G. Rogers. As you know, I love seeing Stephen here. Stephen Wetchler, yeah, he's in the house. So good. Yolanda's here. Poonam, so good to see you. Arlene, fantastic. Karen, makes me so happy. Catherine Hall, beautiful, beautiful. Nushrat, Padmalaya, and Carson. You can unmute yourself. I want you to say hi. And
Hi.
Hi, Carson. Or hi, Clint. You know what? Carson wasn't supposed to be off work today again, but he got rescheduled.
Man, Carson, I think there's some reason you're supposed to be with us. Some reason.
I'm glad. I like it.
Yeah. So for those who remember, I had a recording of Carson 2 weeks ago or something, and then he always was working on Sundays. So it really is a beautiful miracle that for 2 weeks in a row, you've been able to be with us. And yeah, so welcome. Your energy, your presence, your smile always makes a big difference.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was your one takeaway from last week when you joined us, Carson? What's one takeaway? I know it was a little bit long ago, but as you were in the community and hearing people share their stories.
It was just really positive. That's the main thing I remember. Everyone seemed really happy, and the chat was all positive. I remember that was cool to me. Everything
Yeah.
cool when you're part of a team.
Oh, so beautiful. Well, you're definitely a part of this global healing family, Carson, a big part of it. We're so happy. Every time you come, I feel better. And same thing with everyone. You know, everyone's joining from all kinds of different places around the planet. And everyone's coming from such different backgrounds, different cultures, different areas of the world, but it's like a big family. I feel that more and more, and I'm excited about just everyone who's shown up. In fact, Lee, I don't know, Lee, if you can just say hi and share, where are you joining from? There we go. Let's see. I think you're maybe muted, Lee. Let's see. Let's see if we can unmute you here. You click unmute, a little button. Maybe there's even a way for us to invite you to unmute. Let's see here. JJK LMNOP. Oh, can you speak now, Lee? Let's see if we can hear you. Looks like we might have lost Lee temporarily, but hopefully we'll get him back on.
I'm here.
Oh, there we go.
Such a pleasure to be here again this week. Thank you so much for having this.
Where are you joining from, Lee? And what was your takeaway from last week?
I'm calling from Honolulu, Hawaii. And my takeaway is this is a tremendous thing you're doing. I've had my first batch of lentil soup that's amazing. I finished reading the book last week. I started reading it again this week, and this time filling in all the questions at the end of the chapters. And I'm just now focused on figuring out what it is going to take this new information and process it into my life.
Oh,
it's pretty darn early in Hawaii right now. My goodness.
It's
Early
6 a.m. Yeah,
Yay.
6 a.m.
Well, that's some good dedication. How did you hear about the book, and how did you hear about this experience?
I host a breakfast club every Saturday morning. I invite anybody to come. I feed them. So we break bread together to break down the barriers to keep us from uniting. And at the end of that, I have a guest speaker, and I broadcast it on Facebook Live, and I have about 1,500 to 3,000 people a week join me in that. And one of my speakers actually got her studies in India. She's from Japan, but she studied Siddha Vedic medicine.
Wow.
And she was a guest speaker. And my sous chef is Japanese, and she kept in touch with this lady for the past year and finally came across your book. And she gifted me the book. And so now we got a few people here dedicated, and that's Yukiko, a dear friend. And she's really not my sous chef, but she helps out so much when she comes to the breakfast club.
Oh, that's so amazing. So beautiful. you know, it truly is a global experience. In fact, I don't know if Ilaria is on, you know, in this miracle experiment game, there's over 530 people that have confirmed registration. And the second largest country was actually Italy. And only in the Italian small group is something more than 88 participants. Ilaria, I don't know if you can unmute yourself, but actually the Italian participants prepared a special gift for all the other global participants. Ilaria, can you unmute yourself? Are you already on the call?
Yes, we are ready. Hi, hello everybody.
Hey. It's so cool. The heartbeat of the earth.
Un tiempo que está para volver, que está para volver, que está para volver. Cuando la vida tenía melodía, tenía melodía, tenía melodía. Una hija de huello y ana, una hija de huello y ana, una hija de huello y ana. Un tiempo que está para volver, que está para volver, que está para volver. Cuando la vida tenía melodía, tenía melodía, tenía melodía. Cuando hay andaría de huello y ana, cuando hay andaría de huello y ana. When I am here, the way you are. When I am here, the way you are. Déjame volar como un pajarillo, déjame cantar esta antigua melodía. Déjame volar como un pajarillo, déjame cantar esta antigua melodía. When I am here, the way you are. 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 When I am here, the way you
Bravo, bravo, yay.
Thank you, thank you.
We just wanted to give our gift from this wonderful medicine family and from our heart to your hearts. With all our love, Italy loves you and is with you. And we are so grateful to be part of this wonderful experiment of love. And I just wanted to say thank you to all the volunteers that helped me in this month to translate this Italian version of this book. Alda and Marcia, Andrea, to my mother, to Pier Giorgio, and it's really an honor to be part of this beautiful family. And I just want to say thank you to all the group of the Italian group that are joined to this experiment, because they are so lovely. And next Wednesday there will be our first meeting on Zoom, and we are so grateful for this gift. And with all our heart, we love you and we are with you.
So beautiful. You're getting lots of love from people in the chat. Diana says, bellissima. Fatima says, amazing. Lynn says, mwah. Arpana says, very nice, making the morning warm. Afsana says, love to you all. I loved it. So beautiful. Fatima says, I love you. Catherine says, beautiful. Thank you. Carol says, so fun to have the Italian celebration this morning. Grazie. Oh, so fun. So much love coming from so many people that just really, wow. We feel gratitude for what you're doing and how you're infusing this whole group with so much life, for how you've put so much love into translating the book into Italian. And I'm so excited just anticipating how many lives will be changed because of the amount of love that you've put into really making sure it's done with your 100% best. You know, I want to acknowledge all of the translators. The book currently is being translated into 30 languages by volunteers all over the world. And it's just really, it's such a humbling and exciting thing. And today, we're actually going to take one of the most powerful principles in the book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, and focus on this principle in such a way that I believe this call, this hour we're together, can change your life forever. Even if all you do is listen to this one principle, it's a secret. And now, why is it a secret? It's a secret not because it's only accessible to some gurus in some mountain, some yogis, or some people with long beards in some distant place. It's a secret because it's so simple that sometimes we miss it. It's so simple that it just takes someone to point it out to us, and we sit with it long enough to see, wow, if I actually did that thing, it would change everything about my whole experience of life. And today, in this miracle experiment game, there's three principles, or three ancient secret principles that we're focusing on. But today we're going to take the first one, and I'm so excited about it. Gary, I'm thinking that that was such a beautiful introduction as far as an opening musical number to drop us from our head to our heart. I think we'll just roll with that, and then at the end we can do another one that has the spotlight on each person. How does that feel to you?
Oh, I'm totally disappointed, but I'll accept it if that's what you think is best.
You have a specific thing ready?
Yeah, I have Winston moment, but it's 3.5 minutes. But I don't want to. If you don't want to do it, it's fine.
No, let's do it, Gare. I'm excited. If you're excited for it and you're ready for it and you feel like it'll really add value, then let's do it. Let's dive in. So Gary is going to lead us now in a moment. I want you to really take a moment to so many things are happening in our lives, so many concerns and so many questions and so many other obligations. We just want to go from our head to our heart, especially for today. I want whatever comes to land directly in your heart because of how it can grow, those seeds that are going to come today. So Gary Malkin.
Well, thank you. And I just want to drop in for a minute and tell this. So this was a moment when I was with the famous motivational speaker, Bob Proctor. And I was going through a particularly challenging period of inner critic. And if any of you have been tormented by this little voice inside that's finding something wrong with you all the time, and you're living in this sense of lack, it's really interesting because it's what they call the egoic inner critic, right? So I asked Bob to speak from as if he was talking to his child, putting his child to sleep. And if you ever get a chance to drop into your heart and let your voice be an expression of your tenderness, that's what happened in this moment. And many people who know Bob Proctor say they've never heard Bob sound this way. So this is right from YouTube, and I'm sharing it, and it's a wisdom moment by Bob Proctor. And I hope it'll have something to do with supporting you in your self-love process. Here we go.
I'm going to ask you to listen really carefully to something I've learned over many years. You seem to focus on a specific problem within you. You seem to treat it as a weakness. I'm going to ask you to release these weaknesses that you seem to focus on periodically. They're not important, and they're not real. They are false. They're the expression of false concepts that have been placed in your mind. And as you release them, You can feel yourself replacing those perceived weaknesses with a greater power because you recognize that they are false. This is a much more aware universe, and it calls for the talent and ability that you've obviously demonstrated in so many areas. And by releasing these false concepts that damage the image that you have of yourself, you're healed. There are no scars because they were all just illusions anyway. And you've let them go. You don't give them power. You give all the power to the talent and the consciousness that you possess. The image that is filling your mind is one of genuine power, of beauty and of love. And the second you let those false weaknesses go, you felt illuminated. A beautiful power filled every molecule of your consciousness. And this new power is reflected now in everything you do. It's reflected in your smile, in your handshake, in your caring and touching of others. You leave everyone with the impression of greater good.
May you have a beautiful miracle call today. All my love.
So beautiful, Gary. I'm so glad we did that. It was so beautiful seeing your faces, Tony and Catherine and everybody that were spotlighted just briefly. It was so beautiful to feel your presence and the real divine gift that it is to be right here, right now together and discussing this ancient secret, which I believe it can change all of our lives forever. It's one of the principles by which you can magnify and multiply the mystical miracles of love and healing in your life. And it's one of the most simple, powerful phrases that from the very beginning of my time knowing Dr. Naram until now, he would emphasize. And it's amazing that it's one of the principles of healing, deep healing and contagious healing, you know? And so what it is that first principle is to focus on what you want. First of all, to discover what you want. You know, in this ancient lineage, these great masters throughout time. So Dr. Ram had a master named Baba Ramdas right here, who had a master, unbroken lineage that goes back 2,500 years to Jivaka. And even back in the time of Jivaka, they had this understanding about where deep healing happens. And actually on page 34 of the book, I'm just going to read this short section. And then I have some people on the call that are going to share their particular experiences about how focusing on this principle, what happened. We're going to break into small groups. Today is not just about me or anyone else speaking and presenting. It's about you actually engaging. So as I'm even reading this story, I want you to be thinking in yourself, what is it that you want? What is it you want for your life? What is it you want for those you love? What is it you want for today? And we'll hear from some of you who also break into small groups where you'll have a chance to share with each other. So this is the section in Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And the chapter title is 95% of people don't know this important thing. So this is recalling my very first time meeting Dr. Naram. So actually, he was asking me, he wanted to keep in touch. So he had one of those old Nokia phones. I think I even took a picture of it. You know, those old phones that we used to use. Here it is. I don't know if you can see it here. It was like this old set. He said, you know, I hear there's smartphones, but is my phone a dumb phone? You know? And I remember how excited he was. Like, he always was learning. Everyone was his teacher. Like, a little kid would be his teacher. Anyone was his teacher. And he would always be taking notes about things he was learning. And so he was excited to learn how he could save a number and then send a text message. So then in the chapter, I say, recalling something he said earlier, I asked him, you mentioned that your master gave you a technology or tools. Technology or tools to do what? What do you mean? Good question, Dr. Ram said. Believe it or not, my master taught me $1 billion secret. He said that 95% of people on the planet do not know what they want. They just don't know what they want. So they spend most of their lives window shopping, trying out this thing or that thing, this job or that job, this spouse and then another spouse, but are never fulfilled. My master said 3% of people on the planet know what they want, but never achieve it. They don't have the right tools. He said 1% know what they want and they achieve it, but those achievements, they can't enjoy it. In the process of achieving, they get high blood pressure, high cholesterol, back problems, family problems, relationship problems, and whatnot. 99% of all people fall into one of those first three categories. Only the remaining 1% of people know what they want, achieve it, and then enjoy it. And then I said to myself, you know, hearing these numbers, I wondered, am I part of the 95% that don't know what I want? I have a lot to be grateful for. So why am I still unsatisfied so much of the time? Is my life headed in the right direction? Dr. Ram continued, the ancient healing system of Ayurveda that can be learned at universities in India is known as, quote, the science of life. The Siddha Veda or Siddha Raharsayam of my lineage goes a step beyond that. Siddha Veda contains the secrets for deeper healing. The ancient secrets of my lineage can only be learned directly from a master to a student as a super specialty, a technology of deeper healing. And part of Siddha Veda's healing secrets or technologies help people discover and then achieve what they want, and in a way that they can then enjoy what they've achieved. He paused and said to me, the technology I don't understand, however, is the one they call internets. He says, tell me, do you think that internets could help me reach more people? Physically, I can't meet with more people per day than I already do. So what I really love about this section is a couple of things. One is that right now, internet, he calls it internets, but it's helping spread this message all through the world in this moment into your heart. And that some of these secrets can only be really experienced, fully mastered a student. And so as we're learning from these masters, how do you do this? How do you apply that? And in this 30-day miracle experiment, how do we apply this? So the instructions that we've sent out that are on the webpage is simple. Every day, you just spend a little bit of time in the morning thinking about, what do I want? So what do you want? Now, if you can't think of something global, you just think, what do I want for today? What do I want for today? And if you discover what you want for today, then you just write it down in the form of a gratitude statement as if it already happened. So for instance, let's say you discover, I want more love. I want to feel more love today. So then you write in the form of a great gratitude statement, I'm so grateful that today my life is surrounded by love, or however you phrase it, but in a form of a gratitude statement as if it's already happened. And you see it in your mind as if it's happened. Like, what is that feeling or that visual or that sense or those words as if it's already happened? And then through the day, you notice anytime your mind is focusing on what you don't want, anytime your mind goes to what you don't want, you just come back to the simple statement of what it is that you do want. Now, we actually have a tool that will facilitate or help you with this that, I don't know, John, if you're set up to show it. We're just going to show you this, but then I want you to hear several stories and examples of people who are already doing this and what is happening as a result of it. So, and then we're going to go into some small groups and break into some small groups where you're actually going to have a chance to share, what do you want for today? John, can you unmute yourself? I don't know if you're able to or not.
Sure. Hello.
Yay. All right, I'm going to make you a co-host if you're not already. Oh, looks like Mike, you may have to make John a co-host so he can share the screen. I just want to acknowledge that the volunteers, the mentors, the miracle mentors, and how much they're just showing up with love. I mean, like those who are translating the book, the miracle mentors are just showing up just because they want to be of service and help in some profound ways, and just taking initiative to make the whole experience better for everyone else. And I can't think of a better example of that than John. He said, you know, actually, I think what we could do is create a journal that makes it easier for everyone. So I just want him to show you what he created and where you can find it.
All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, there it is.
Perfect. So this was just, as Clint said, something early on when I first joined. I had been interested in researching journals, and I actually took this general premise and format from another journal called the 5-Minute Journal. I actually had seen Tim Ferriss talk about, but just the beginning page here. Welcome from Dr. Clint, kind of describing general what it is you can help get yourself in a frame of mind to do this in the morning and the evening. It's intended just to kind of, you know, start your day with intention, and then in the evening kind of review and get a sense of, you know, what happened. And the beautiful thing about writing in any journal, if you've researched it all, is it really helps to facilitate taking it from your mind through the medium of your hand and writing it, to really just cement that in and make it more concrete. There's just something special about writing, putting into words. I put together some instructions on how to print it, because here is the actual journal piece, and how to print it on both sides if you want to save paper. And there's my email right here, jonathan@myancientsecrets.com. If you have any issues, I'm happy to help as best I can. But just here it is, just morning and evening. And there's a little side note here that just encourages you each day as you set your intention. In the morning and in the evening, you review of what you're grateful for, and any miracles and insights that came to you, just to be sure to share those, because sharing really helps inspire others and encourage others. And that's what we're all here for, I think, to love one another and encourage.
Ah, so beautiful, John. Can you actually go to the website that contains all the resources and instructions and information for the Miracle Experiment game? So we sent this out to everyone too, but sometimes it just helps to see it. And you can kind of review what are the rules. Basically, there's 2 steps to the game. One is to follow the 3 principles, and they're described in detail there. And the second is, to post something every day, or at least every day you feel inspired, but some way in which you've seen or experienced love, something you're grateful for, or some miracle that you saw. So you actually go to myancientsecrets.com/miracle-experiment-game-November-2020. And we sent this as a link to your email, and we'll send it again. And there's just a short 1-minute welcome video from me. And then as you scroll down, it just explains the 2 steps, where you can actually click to join the Facebook group. What are the principles? Then the live experiential calls. There's 2 calls though. Every Sunday we have this global call. And then once a week you have your small group call, where you can really have an intimate experience of sharing. And I encourage you, the more that you participate, the more you get out of it. And then it describes in detail the 3 principles. And then at the bottom of the page, we have a place where you can see the recording. So the recording from the first week is there. Oh, here's the link. Oh, this is actually the link where you can get the journal. Actually, that's an important part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right above. So you just click there and you can get the journal. Oh,
I haven't put it there yet.
Okay, no problem. It's coming soon. So the link will be there. And then you see the recordings, including some special instruction. Here is a video from Dr. Ram explaining how you press the Marma points to discover what you want, and the secret technique to actually discovering and achieving what you want. And then below it is the week 1 call. This is from last Sunday. The recording is there. And then the week 2 call, what's happening right now, will be posted here. And so this is an easy single place you can go. And I just want to acknowledge John created this with his heart and out of love, just because he knew people would benefit. So let's give John some love right now. Thank you so much, John.
John, that's amazing. Thank you, brother. That's such a gift. Wow.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of love in the chat. Kaylee says, awesome, thank you. Okay, good. Now you can stop sharing your screen. And the just that the initiative came from his heart and he created that with love makes me so happy. You know, for me, that's a miracle of love. If I was going to post that something in Facebook, I'd post about that. So actually now, John, if you could show us again, you can share your screen, come unmute and share your screen. Just show us when you go to the Facebook group, how you would post something and how you would hashtag it. Because I think if we actually just demonstrate how to do this too, then it just helps people get a visual idea of what to do. So our encouragement is every day, you know, you post something in the Facebook group, either something you felt that represents love to you, an image or picture, something you're grateful for, or even some miracle you saw in the day. So let's see, John, if you're able to share your screen one more time.
Yep, I'm just getting to the Facebook page.
Okay. So then, because there's over 500 people participating in the Miracle Experiment game, we encourage you hashtag it with your group. And so in your group, you'll actually maybe come up with a name for your group, or you'll hashtag it, you know, hashtag group 11 or whatever it is. So in this case, John will type something in the group that he's grateful for. Yeah, and then hashtag means you just put the pound sign. And then his group name is called We Soar with Eagles.
Sorry, I wanted to always call it We Soar with Eagles, but it's Where Eagles Soar.
Oh, okay, beautiful. So that's your group, your mini group name, or your small group. Awesome. Then you just click post. Then when you want to, you can see the posts from everyone in the whole game. Or can you show how to search for the hashtags for your own group?
Sure. Just click the search.
Yeah, right there. And then you can put the pound sign. And was it Where Eagles Soar? Okay. And then you search, and then you find all the posts from, oh.
It may be because it's so new, I don't know.
Okay.
So this is all within the Facebook system, Clint. It's not Twitter, it's all Facebook?
Yep, it's all within Facebook. So on the actual page itself, you can just go there and you search,
And-
oh yeah, search this group. Yeah, click on
You
that.
can also click on the hashtag on someone's post and it'll pull up all the posts with that hashtag.
Oh, that's
They're
cool.
hyperlinked to it.
Super. Let's try that. Oh yeah, so on that hashtag, you can click on it. Then you see everything that's related to that group. Oh, it's interesting because it pulls it not only in this group, but it looks like other groups too.
Okay, that might not be the same group, but it might be.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a different group.
Okay. Well, we'll keep working on that. Main thing is when you post in that group, we all get to enjoy the miracles that are happening. Now, this principle and how to apply it. So I want to share some particular specific examples or cases of when people have applied it and what's happened. So first of all, Judy, if you can unmute yourself, I asked her, she's just posted in the Facebook group some really cool things that have happened for her. And Judy, if I can just start by asking you, Judy Lamar, what was it that you wanted? When you're focused on, what was it that you said you wanted?
Well, I sort of upgraded it as we progressed. My original one, of course, was to have a healthy digestive system.
Yeah.
I mean, I had such an interesting experience. So I was using this finger for what do I want? And that was to have a healthy digestive system. It has morphed now that I've lost 30 pounds and am comfortable. It's morphed into wanting a robust digestive system that brings bliss and dynamic energy and clarity of mind. Okay. I've got it written down. That was clumsy, but I've got it written down.
Well, it's so beautiful. Can you share, what was it like before you got clear on what you wanted? Like, what was the pain and how long was it there for? And how did it affect your life?
Okay. So I would say for the last, it would be about 3 years. I was experiencing weight gain, discomfort. I had to cut my waistbands because I felt my waist was like a rope around it. Well, of course, now I know that was bloating. I didn't know what it was. And I had a few falls, and I was I was experiencing shortness of breath walking up hills. And in very cold, windy weather, I kind of would panic because I couldn't breathe. So that's sort of where I was at in the last 3 years. Had a few falls, a little bit of dizziness, and I just recently started using a walking stick. That's all changed. Everything has changed. I did the Hmong challenge June 15th, 10 days, and I realized, okay, I still have symptoms. I got to go I figured about 4 months. And my wins at night, my gratitudes were that I was comfortable for a day. I was comfortable. Well, now I'd say 80% of the symptoms are gone. I mean, I don't know if it's managing or it's healing. I know it has to be healing. So that was the digestive situation. But I have to, I have two things to tell you. All right, one other thing was that, what do I want? I realized that Dr. Naram said you can push your thumb for what do I want.
Yeah.
So I tried that, and oh my goodness, it came roaring up, deep desires. And the deep desire was to paint a large series of paintings, which has always been my desires, and I had completely forgotten it. And so then I realized, oh, this is the marma for memory. Isn't that amazing? So I remembered the deep desire that I can't believe I had forgotten it. Probably because I was so focused on being uncomfortable with health situations.
Ah, so beautiful.
But let me tell you what can I tell you what my latest miracle is?
Please.
About 7 days ago, all of a sudden, I was compelled to exercise. And that was have a cup of tea. I had to exercise. I went out, I walked briskly for 1.5 miles. Every morning I've been walking, and now 2 miles seems so easy. And, my partner says, what's gotten into you? I mean, it's like shocking. And, and before that, I told you that I had been walking with a stick. Now I have confidence, no stick, brisk walking, no breathing problem going up hills. And I want to say I used 2 more, and I used marmas. I used this marma before the brisk walking 6 times, or this one, right? Or this one. So I used that before from Dr. Naram. But I just thought while you were talking, I've been using the circulation marma a lot. And I don't know if that maybe has released the energy.
So beautiful.
I know, it's a miracle.
So powerful. So, in the book, there's lots of home remedies, lots of marma points, and many other ones that you can find on YouTube. But the main thing is she was clear on what she wanted. She was clear on what she wanted, and it's happening. It's happened.
Yes.
And it may evolve over time. As she headed towards one thing, she actually refined it. But you head in the direction of what you want. Now, before it, my guess, Judy, was that when the pain came, you would focus on what you didn't want. Like, oh no, this pain is here. Oh, I can't wear my things anymore. Our brain's kind of programmed to like focus the things that aren't working or the things that aren't right.
Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Something's wrong.
Yeah. And Dr. Ram, he says, one of the most powerful things we can do is ask good questions. And one of the worst questions is, what's wrong? What's going wrong with me? Because your brain has to find an answer. So then it finds something wrong with you, but by actually switching it towards focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want, your brain, your whole soul, everything is aligned in bringing you to find that situation. So beautiful, Judy. Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, so we're gonna do this.
Dynamic energy. I've been asking for dynamic energy and mental clarity, and bingo.
I like that. I like that. She's been asking for dynamic energy and mental clarity. Is that what you said?
Yes, uh-huh.
And bingo, done. Okay. Good. So we're gonna send her a lot of love. You just go like this. You kind of clap your hands together, and then you just go like this. We love you. We love you, Judy. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Amazing miracle.
Thank you so
Inspiring.
much. Thank you. Lovely.
Oh, super. We're gonna actually, I want you to hear a couple experiences like this because it helps in a wide variety of different cases. Now, do you want more energy? Do you want, what if you had 50% more energy? What if you had more mental clarity? What is it that you want? Jody Curtis, if you can unmute yourself. I just met her. I've been invited to do clinics over the last couple of weeks. I've done beautiful clinics in Ada, Oklahoma. Love the people that I met there. In Dominican Republic, in Miami, in Sarasota. I think some of those people are on, which is so fun to see. Actually, Barry, before we go there, Barry, are you able to unmute yourself real quick, Barry? And then we're going to go to Jody real quick to you. But I don't know, Barry, I saw you on. Some people that just started the whole process on Sunday have already lost have seen such great results by focusing on what they want. Some people lose weight, but what they've really lost is a fear, and some people actually gain weight because they're focused on what they want. So, but it's not about losing weight, not losing weight. It's about what is it you want. So Jody, if you can just unmute yourself and share your experience, is so powerful and so beautiful. So,
thank you. Well, of course, I'm extremely grateful. I've had so many different awakenings since I've met with you. Actually, few weeks prior, since I heard your quote, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you, that just completely started this heart opening process. And then when I met you, it's interesting that you bring up like the not focusing on, the focusing on what you don't want part. I think the Western medical community, I mean, that's what they're designed to do is find something wrong. You know what I mean? So I went through a process of, I had stage 4 blood cancer when I was 31 and just I felt like I kind of got trapped in the hospital, and they took out my lymph node without asking, and they were just supposed to biopsy, and some things that really, I knew it bothered me, but I didn't realize it was actually like fundamentally embedded into my, cellular memory and causing me problems. And, by healing that one thing, it was almost like an instantaneous forgiveness that I had. I did the pulse healing, and then I went home, and then I had a lot of waves of grief that I didn't even really know what they were about, but I just let them come up and out and up and out. And every single time I would feel lighter and lighter and more joyful and happier. And then I also, when we were doing the Marma point about what do you really want, what was interesting, I actually found my analytical mind trying to override, trying to analyze the actual soul desire that was coming up, which was for a dynamic, a loving, reciprocal, spiritual partnership that I don't think because of my past, I didn't really allow myself to want that. And so what happened since then is I've had these in meditations and in my prayers and things, I've had this huge awakening of compassion for the divine masculine. It's been so unbelievable. It's almost like a film strip ran through my mind of every relationship I've ever had, starting, with my dad, all the way through very quickly, one by one. And I just saw all the lessons that I've learned from every relationship that I've been in, every man that's, been in my life in any way, my brother, just everything. And so now I'm at the point where I'm just so exuberant and excited about my own healing that I'm just telling everybody about it. It is contagious. And I'm super thankful for your book, for doing the work. I want to help in any way I can. Thank you.
So beautiful. And can you share, your daughter and your friends notice a change in you too? And this was only like 2-3 days ago.
Yes,
So
my best friend is here we've been best friends since 2nd grade. So 40 some years. And she as soon as she walked in the door, she's like, something's different. What's different about you? You know, she's like, it's something in your eyes is different. And I said, I know it's different. It's different. And so I've been helping her as she's been here, just kind of helping unblock her blocks to her own healing and love and joy and everything. Because for some reason, my own healing powers have now activated at a higher level. Honestly, I gave my daughter a massage and I could feel something different. It just activated my entire system. And I wanted to say one more thing that I told Dr. Clint that is something that I think to myself a lot, which is very beautiful, that I heard from these teachings that I do. And it says, I give thanks for my body, the transcendentally beautiful, the infinitely intricate, and the most gloriously accurate instrument in this universe, my body, the temple of the living God. And so by having gratitude of that magnitude for this amazing machine that functions all by itself without us even thinking about it most times, you know, it is really helpful. Instead of, you know, we have our body that works for 20, 30, 40, 50 years or longer. And we don't even thank it for that. And then the minute like something goes wrong, we're like, oh, that darn knee, how darn, you know, my back. But to just shift slightly and actually go through your body and give thanks for all those different things that work without us thinking about it is transformative, you know?
You got to put that in the chat. I think that's fantastic. Can you give
Okay,
it?
I'll put it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So beautiful. I want to pick up on a couple of things Jody said, because it's really true. Sometimes when you're pressing the marma point here, and we'll go through it in a minute, so you don't have to worry about it right now, or when you're thinking about what do you want, your logical mind can kind of try and shut down, you know, what it is your soul wants, you know, or the divine in you wants. And even I like Judy was saying, she remembered she loves to paint. She loves art and she forgot, but it came up again. And also for Jody, you know, to say, I want a dynamic, you know, partnership, a spiritually connecting partnership. Like, it's a little scary, especially if you've been hurt in the past in relationships, to say, oh, that's what I really want. You know, by going towards what she wants, a lot of forgiveness happened. And in the forgiveness, also, you had another cool thing happen where you measured yourself on the scale, and within, that was crazy.
I got to tell you that because I'm actually even lighter today. It's like a few days. I think I've lost 8 pounds since I've seen you. I woke up 5 pounds lighter the day after because I let and that's what I realized too, is that the inflammation that was in my body was actually like a protection mechanism from the things that have happened to me in the past regarding men and also the Western medical process that I experienced. Like, I just put protection around myself. And so once I found the forgiveness and activated the love on an even deeper level, it's just, my body is just balancing out the way that it's naturally, you know, inclined. It's so exciting.
Oh, that's so powerful. You know, I have the notes from her pulse consultation, and I says, what do you want? And first thing she said, I took her through the marma process, but first thing on this, she says, I want to lose weight. Now this is where I'm at, and this is my ideal weight. So with just forgiving and just having certain things, not physical, but also mental, emotional things heal, your body starts to align with what it is you want, and honoring the divine in you, and the divine in you that wants certain things that are beautiful, you know? And so whatever it is you want, I want you to allow that. I remember I was with Dr. Ram one time, and he was asking this one woman, what do you want? And first thing is, she looked over at her husband. What do I want? He's like, no, it's not about what your husband wants for you. It's what do you want? It's not about what your parents want for you. It's not about what your children want for you. What do you want? And allowing yourself to explore that again, even if you've been hurt in the past, even if your heart is closed down, even if you have walls up. And if you want to, you can just start to inch forward. What do I want for today? What do I want for today? And we're going to actually go to Heidi next, because this is an amazing case. We'll go to Heidi and then Christina, who I also saw at the LA clinic, but we'll go to Heidi first. Now, we're in a world right now that is constantly reminding us of things to be afraid of, you know? And it's easy when you watch the news or you talk to your friends It's like a good recipe. How do you, I can give you a recipe for how to feel afraid and scared. Number one, listen to the news. Number two, talk to a few friends that are scared, and then bam, you're in the state of fear and you're at that vibration of fear, of anxiety, of worry. And your mind is focused on what you don't want. You don't want to get sick. You don't want to die. You don't want to infect someone else. That's what you don't want, but what do you want? And Heidi is such a powerful story she shared with me this week. So Heidi, please share your story. It's so amazing.
Hello. So I last week tested positive for COVID. So I know that months and months and months ago when this was, really high, Clint had sent out the home remedy recipe that includes like ginger juice and is that the tea that you've spoken about before?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
make it as a
actually
tea?
in the end of the book. It's the
Oh,
very
it
last
is.
recipe in the book. Towards
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I've just kept it on hand and I've sent it out to some people just as they've been ill and things, or, ill or just like, if you get sick, like use this, like just friends also that I know will follow the practice, that follow more Eastern type medicine and are more open to things like that. So, but I was
Just real
I
quick,
was
it's
actually
on page 293 of the book. 293. That's right here. In fact, there's even a Marma point you can press and several things you can do. Heidi, when you first found out you had COVID, what was going through your mind and heart? What was happening?
Well, a little bit just worried. I have 2 younger children and they had just quarantined for 2 weeks with their father because he had it. And so then it was just like, now they're going to miss more school. And so more of it was just concern about them and how are we going to manage this? So, basically I'm parenting from 10 feet away because I'm in the basement and my kids for the last 10 days have been upstairs raising themselves. Luckily, they're amazing and they're doing a great job feeding themselves and cleaning and stuff like that. They're 10 and 12. I'm so grateful for, them and all that they know how to do because they're thriving upstairs.
Okay.
And I think
I
that
just
they're
want to
actually
point out
enjoying
that
this.
I want to point out that what she instantly did was principles from this miracle experiment game. There's all kinds of things you could be worried about. First of all, you're sick. First of all, you're not sure what's going to happen. Then you have kids that have to kind of raise themselves. There's a lot you could be worried about. She instantly went into gratitude. It's so fun. She just rattled off all these things she's grateful for. And second of all, started to focus on what she wanted. And can you describe what happened over the next couple of days? What did you do and what happened?
So I actually had thought I had a cold. And then it just like that Friday morning, like everything, like I got up, I felt amazing. And all of a sudden my world just within an hour, I was so sick. It was crazy. So I had, got all the ingredients for the home remedy. And then I had luckily had a huge pot of mung soup in my refrigerator. So I didn't have to worry about that. And really that's all I consumed. I sometimes follow the diet. I sometimes don't. So just immediately eliminating dairy, gluten, sugar, alcohol from my diet. And like the Saturday, I didn't feel great, but I just I rested and took care of myself. And then on Sunday, I slept horrible. I was so sick, like so much pain within my body, in my upper back and lower back, and my hips felt like they were in a vice. And I kind of joke, like laugh about it because I'm like, I feel like it was COVID and turmeric having this massive battle within my body because it was so painful. And I took a nap on Sunday afternoon and I woke up and I felt fine ever since.
Wow.
Just incredible. So I've been a little tired all week, but I seem to push myself really hard and I've been going through a lot of stress. So I'm like, ooh, a week where I can't do anything because I'm in quarantine. So I'm just going to rest and just take care of my body. So it's been such a blessing.
What did your friends and family think when they heard this result?
I've had, actually, at this point in time, I feel like about half of the people I know have had COVID. And even my parents, my father's just finished radiation. unfortunately like 8 weeks of it, and he picked it up at one of his last treatments. I've been trying to get them to drink it, and they're just, at least they're eating the soup, but they sometimes, but they are both doing really well also. So, but like a lot of my friends that have had it who are similar in age and stuff, they're like, how are you fine? Like, how can this be happening? Like 2 days you were down and you were perfectly fine. Like, how? So they're just like, whatever that is, like, you have to share it because it's incredible. It's a miracle.
Yeah, it's so powerful. So powerful. By focusing on what you want, it helps it so your brain can actually be in a position, like she put herself in gratitude and focus on what she wants. And then you can actually see different solutions are possible, and then she remembered that remedy. In fact, I just sent it out in the email again today. It's a tea that you drink. And even my mom, lots of times I give her home remedies and she says, oh, this one tastes a little bit like dirt, But by drinking this tea, she's like, oh, this tastes so good. Actually, it tastes like liquid ginger snaps. She was on the edge of getting sick before going to school to be a substitute teacher. And she just drank it and like the sickness didn't come, I've taken it many times. In fact, me and a friend just had it the other day and I was like, this is so nice. It's delicious. Actually, it reminds me of Christmas because it's got cinnamon in it. You can put clove in it. It's got this honey taste. And I'm like, maybe I'll start calling this Christmas tea because it's a gift. It's a special gift of not only tasting good, but giving you great health. Again, it's on page 293 of the book, and it has packed full different stuff, but there's so many solutions that exist, and your heart can lead you to what is best for you. The very beginning of the book says, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. And as you put yourself in the position of focusing on what you want and allowing yourself to love yourself, give yourself permission to honor the divine in you. The second principle of the game is aditi devo bhava, treating the unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has come. One of the unexpected things is you can honor more of the divine in you, the divine presence of who you are and the divine gift of what you want. So Heidi, I just want to acknowledge you for doing it. She even sent me a message. She's like, I must have given away 20 books already to friends and family. So now she's going to post about this experience, and it's contagious healing. It's contagious healing because not only it helps you, but instantaneously, like Jody, like Judy, like Heidi, just from being themselves and going towards what they want, people are curious. What are you doing? What's happening? So thank you so much for sharing that, Heidi.
Yes.
So beautiful. Christina, I just met for the first time 3 days ago in LA, and she really touched my heart. Christina, I don't know if you could share your experience of just first of all, who you are and what brought you to meet me at the Pulse Clinic in LA.
Yes. Hi, I'm Christina, and I am a spiritual healer and chiropractor. My husband's also a chiropractor here in LA. And what brought me to him is that I follow my intuition very strongly. Obviously, it's what other people pay me to do too. But sometimes people bring up like, oh, here's a healer somewhere, or hey, you got to try this guy. So I always ask my intuition, like, oh, is that person? Will they have some benefit on my life? And sometimes I get a no, and so I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's not for me. And the moment that my mother-in-law told me about Clint, it lit up, something lit up inside my body, and I'm like, it's a yes. And so she gave me the link, and I got the last spot open for that day, and I felt the next day, read the book all in one day, because that's how I just couldn't digest enough. And I felt how beautifully the masters, how powerful they are, how much they care about this earth, and how much good they can do. And it was really touching. So by that time, I got to see Clint. I was just so grateful that he was coming to do this work, because you know, in this profession, you do feel this overwhelming, like you can only see so many people in a day, and it gets heavy to feel that way. To like, how can I reach more people? And so, so I'm grateful for him for what he does, because I think there's a lot of benefit to this in the way that he does it, and the beautiful moments that this presents. So yes.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. And tell us your husband's name.
Chris. It's
Chris.
Chris and Christy.
Chris and Christina. Fantastic. You know, I just, even when I wrote your name on the paper, I just wrote out the first 5 letters and I was like, huh, wow. And I could feel the healing power that you have and the healing energy that you have. And it was such an honor to be in that space where you felt so grateful that we could share a space in which also you could be held. I think we all need help at different times. And I was so struck at the clinic in LA and the other ones I've been doing, how many people are coming where, you know, no matter what we're doing, sometimes it's nice to have people support us that we trust, and have a community that's really based in such a pure love, you know, just an intention to really do good to humanity. So I just want to honor you. And then I also want to say that, you know, she sent me a message saying, so beautiful, and it resonates so much with me, because also many people during the clinic, even Elena Vasio, who came at the beginning, I says, what other questions or concerns do you have? And she says, yeah, I have a question. I was like, what? This is at the end of the pulse consultation when we already gone through everything. She's like, my question is, how can I help you? How can I serve? How can I be of use to this, you know? And Christina sent me such a beautiful message as well. She's like, please, do you have any intuition about how I can be of service in any way? Just let me know. And it really, I don't know how to say thank you for everyone, for Christina, for everyone who follows that impulse. Because, you know, the beginning of the book, this quote like says it all. I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. And love will also guide us what initiatives to take. And as you love yourself with the first principle and allow yourself to ask, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want from my body, my mind, my emotions? What do I want from my finances? In the Miracle Experiment game, we've heard so many people share stories about financial, incredible things happening. You know, and I never even had that as an intention in my mind that this group and this collective experience would have that. But on a call 2 weeks ago, I don't know if she's in this experience right now. Annabelle, are you on the call, Annabelle? I don't know if she's here right now, but she says that just from realizing, I mean, she was a single mother, you know, just divorced and left with nothing basically, and raising kids, and like she just followed the principles of this game and focused on what she wanted, Aditi Devo Bhava, and infusing her life with more gratitude, the 3 principles of this game. And just so many cool financial things started to happen. You know, a car was gifted to her, you know, a friend offered to cover all her expenses for as long as she needed, but she didn't even need to accept that because she actually found income sources that were so unexpected. So it's not about saying, when you say what you want, it's not judging it as right or wrong, possible or not possible. You just allow yourself, your soul, to discover what it wants. And you can start so simple from what you want today. Real quick, I don't know if on the call is Atlas. I don't know if Atlas is on this call or not. He's this amazing, part of an amazing family. If you're on this call, you can unmute yourself. If you're not on the call right now, we can have you join at the next time. But Stephen, I want you to hear from someone who worked with Dr. Naram for longer than me even. And he's seen time and time again how this powerful principle is about just discovering what you want. So Stephen, I don't know if you can unmute yourself and just share any thoughts or any insights. Yeah.
So, you know, I was just listening to Christina, and, you know, they're chiropractors. And I met Dr. Naram because a patient came in and she saw the Ayurvedic herbs in my office, and she goes, oh, do you know Dr. Naram? My fiance brings him around the country. And I was like, no, but I could see in her enthusiasm that I had to meet him. So me and another patient drove and we heard him talk, and it was the most amazing experience. And then we went to see him, and then he put me to work. And I saw patients after he saw patients, like post consultations. But it was amazing. People would just walk out and you could see they were healed already, and then they could take the herbs. But just from being with him, just being in the presence and the possibility of getting well. A lot of people, they go to the doctor and they find out what's wrong with them instead of the possibility of being well, possibility of being grateful, possibility. And he was so excited. And sometimes he'd take people's pulse and say, what do? You should do this. Did you ever think of doing this? Just from their pulse, he could see their path and their purpose in front of them. It was so powerful.
Yeah, so beautiful, so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. So now we're actually going to have an experience where we're going to go in a breakout room, and you're going to be able to just say, what do you want? What do you want? And you're going to hear other people share their want. And it could be so simple from what do you want from today? The reason why this is so powerful is because often we don't give ourselves permission to say what I want, with innocence and with love and with curiosity, you know? And one of the powerful things about the miracle experiment game is you start on a path by what you want leads you a direction, but often miracles are even beyond what you wanted. You know, it surprises you. It's like, whoa, I didn't even have this as an option in my mind. Like, I didn't even know that it was an option, for instance, to have the book be translated into 30 languages before it was even published. I didn't even think of that as a possibility. That's a miracle to me, because I just had a desire of what I want is I want people to know this is an option. I want them to know it's a choice. You know, they may not choose it, but I want them to know it's a choice because it helped me so deeply. And then through that, I just followed what I wanted. And then so many cool miracles have happened, including this whole group experience. So Mike is going to split us into a breakout room right now. And when we come back, we're going to have a chance to share a couple more stories and have a real beautiful closing experience. So we're going to go until 20 after the hour. We're going to have about 6 minutes with your group. And I want you to, Mike, put them in groups of 4 if you can. So you're going to go in a group and you're just going to share, you know, who you are, where you're from, and what is it you want? What do you want? And if you don't know, you can honestly say, I don't know, you know, but just think, if you have any problems and you don't know, you can start by pressing the point on your pointer finger right here, your right hand, your pointer finger, you just press it 6 times. You say, what do I want? What do I want from today? And if you don't get an answer right away, don't worry. If you're not seeing miracles in this experiment right away, don't worry. Just keep asking the questions, keep following the principles. It's a very valuable question to keep asking yourself, and focus more on what you want rather than what you don't want. So Mike.
And may I say one thing, Clint?
Yeah, please.
Let your love of one another and of life allow you to be concise so that everybody will have a chance, because 6 minutes means each person's going to have about 1 minute and 20 seconds or something. So let your love be expressed in dropping down to the essence. That's it.
Oh, beautiful feedback, Aaron. Yeah. All right. As soon as Mike clicks open, you'll see on your screen, it says there's an invitation to go to a small group. You just click accept. And
there'll be, most rooms will have 4. There'll be a couple rooms that have 5.
Oh, perfect. Sounds good. When there's 1 minute left, we'll give you a warning and we'll bring you back into the large group.
Looks like everybody's finding that on their screen to click to make the jump to their breakout rooms.
And Mike, maybe you can just monitor. Sometimes people, maybe if there's no one in their room, they'll just raise their hand and you can kind of merge them with another group. I'll just go ahead and I'll say, for the people who are still in this room, let's actually go through. Diana, I want to hear from you. First of all, where are you joining from and what do you want?
Hello, I'm from Rome.
Ah, beautiful. Roma.
Yes, and I really want that anybody suffer in the world, because right now there is a big mess and I wish love and no suffer for anybody.
Oh, beautiful. So you want more love and less suffering in the world?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And more awakened people.
And more what? Awakened people?
Yes, awakened people.
Oh, grazie. So beautiful. So beautiful. So you're focused on what you want. You want more love and
yes,
you want more awakening.
Myself and for everybody.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, Ed, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. I'd love to hear where are you from? I don't know if there's a little button, Ed, if you can press it on your screen to unmute yourself. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see that, Ed, or not, but there's a little button you can press to unmute yourself. All right, let's see here. Let's go next to, I don't know, Faith, if you want to unmute yourself, if you're able to just share, what is it you want? And let's go to Eleonora. Eleonora, can you unmute yourself and share where you're joining from and what you want?
I I am Eleonora, no speak English. My heart open a language universal. I power, energy.
Has a
Wonderful. Quindi thank you.
Oh, grazie,
Thank you.
Eleonora, grazie, grazie mille. Come ho conosciuto il dottor Rami, dottor Giovanni e il libro? Come ho conosciuto?
Ilaria, con Ilaria.
Ah, Ilaria. Oh, bella, che bella. Super. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Jane, I'm going to have you unmute yourself next. Welcome, welcome, Jane. We're just going through and we're welcoming each person. Jane Walker. I don't know if you can unmute yourself. I'll just click asking you to unmute, but we're just discovering where are you joining from and what do you want? So Jane, can you hear me? Oh, there we go.
Hi.
Hey. Where are you joining from, Jane?
Yeah, hang on.
We can hear you.
Okay. I'm in Westminster, Colorado. And you know, today I guess you're asking what my focus is. Well, that actually is my thing, is focus for today, to decide what I want. So that's what I want for today, is to have the focus to spend the rest of my day figuring out what I want.
I like that. All right. So Jane, is it okay if I just walk you through a process right now to discover?
Sure.
Okay. So on your right hand, on the pointer finger, there's a little point right here. So you just close your eyes and just imagine a white screen, like a white TV screen or a projector screen, and then press your finger 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Jane, what do you want for today? What's the first thing that comes to you? What do you want?
You know, I want to know what my path and purpose is. Solid. That's what I want.
Beautiful. So you want more clarity on your path and purpose. Okay. Now right take your right hand, and on your left side, you just 6 times. 4, 5, 6. Very good, Jane. Super. Now close your eyes, and you go to the second portion of your finger, actually. So there's the top portion, the second portion. Press it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Jane, when you know what your path and purpose is, when you're clear on it, what will you be doing? What will you be doing?
I'll be coaching others, living the laptop lifestyle. So happy.
Yeah. Okay. Again, hit here 6 times. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close your eyes one more time. Go to this last portion of your finger. Press it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you're coaching others, you're living the laptop lifestyle. You're so happy. What are you coaching them? What are you helping them to? How are you helping them?
Not figure out what they want and go for
Beautiful. So go ahead one more time. Hit right here 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Jane, fantastic. Thank you for honoring yourself and discovering what you want. So now if you keep a journal, write that in as much detail as possible, that this is one of your purposes, is clarity, is what you want and what you're doing. As you follow that, more details will come, and you can write that in your journal as well. All right, Mike, go ahead and let everyone know there's only 1 minute left before we bring them back from the small groups. Does anyone else in this main room want to share? Stephen, Paige, Vonda? Oh, Vonda's here. So fun, Vonda. I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Get clear. or Sienna. Sienna, fantastic. I don't know if you can unmute yourself and share where you're from and what is it you want?
Hi. My name is Sienna. I am from California. And on a grander scale, I would like to inspire people to follow love and happiness through a mass scale and just bring that sense of happiness to people that I think they have a hard time finding, and it's not that hard to find.
There are only 2 people there too.
Wow, that's so beautiful, Sienna. So cool to see you on this call. And I don't know,
You only
I
have
don't
1
know
or 2
at what point
people.
you were able to join, Sienna. Oh, Mike, we can kind of hear you still. Sienna, at which point were you able to join the call, and what's your takeaway so far from what you've heard from others?
I came in at the beginning, and it's just lovely. It's lovely to see all these other people inspired to do things in their own lives or on a bigger scale, and just how that light in them came back so quickly after meeting with you, and just how excited they are to continue on this journey that they're on. I love it.
Yeah, beautiful. Now that everyone's back from the small groups, can again you say one more time your name and what it is that you want, what you discovered you want?
My name is Sienna, and I want to inspire others on a mass scale to focus on love and find happiness in their lives.
So powerful. I see people clapping their hands and big smiles on their faces. So even by your desire, you're already like, there's a chain reaction of like being accomplished. Now, I just want to teach you guys something. You take your right hand. So Sienna, take your right hand and you just pat here 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after you discover what you want, that's one way to anchor it in. And you say, very good. And like that. And it's an amazing way to just anchor that in. It's a marma point. It's one of this ancient technology for anchoring that in. So super. Wow. Thank you so much, everyone who's been on this call, for honoring what you want, and discovering it more. A big part of this miracle experiment game is each day, more and more, focusing on what you want versus what you don't want. Very, very subtle, very powerful. Next Sunday, we're going to be talking about the second principle of the game, which is a DT Devo Bhava, treating the unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has arrived. And the week after that, we're going to be talking about what happens when you infuse your life with more gratitude, but you don't want to wait until those weeks come to start applying those principles. So when you go to the web page that John showed at the beginning, you just read through and you start applying that every day and see the miracles that happen. Go out of your way to feed cows, dogs, crows, to treat the unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has arrived, and pay attention to the miracles that come. On the very first time we did this game, Christelle, she was so jealous that everyone else was having miracles. She heard all these miracles. She's like, but I'm not seeing any miracles. One morning she woke up and she just popped into a state because she was doing it. She's focused on what she wants, practicing a DT Devo Bhava, infusing her life with more gratitude. And finally, I think she hit a certain vibration. Something happened in the night. She woke up and she was so excited. She recorded a Facebook Live. She's like, I just realized everything is a miracle, and she went about the day in such a state of awe, like it was the first day of her life or the last day of her life. Everything was so rich and so meaningful and so sweet. And the way she described it helped so many other people with that kind of ripple effect. So be open in your heart to what kind of beautiful, beautiful miracles can occur. Now, as a real honoring of the sacredness of this moment together that we've had, we like to end the call with a tradition. Before I end the call with the tradition, there's many questions people have had. So you can reach out. People have asked where are the clinics, the next upcoming Pulse consultation is going to be. The next one is in San Diego on the 27th of November. Again, they fill up really fast. If you don't have a chance to get an appointment, please don't worry, because we're with you. You can always set an appointment with one of the Vaidyas in India. You can always meet with Stephen or Anne or anyone that's been helping in different ways. But also, people have asked about, what about your small group times? I think you can register it. Carol, can you put one more time the link where people can register for the small group? You get so much benefit from going to the small group because you hear more of the stories of people who just joined at the same time as you and what's happening. You also get a share. And the more that you share, the more deeper it goes inside of you. Cool. And then there's all kinds of, the recordings are available. You can review them. And definitely the book is available. Just from reading the book, it's a healing journey it takes you on. And the vibration of these master healers that went back thousands of years enters your life. And as Christina was saying so beautifully, I think you're here for a reason. And the support of all the unseen forces is so much with you in discovering what you want, in honoring the divine in those that are around you and in yourself, and in infusing your life with more gratitude. So I love you and I'm with you. We're going to have this kind of, we do this thing at the end where I encourage you to turn on your video. And part of honoring the divine in you and others is just looking at whoever shows up on the screen now. We're going to spotlight, pin different pictures of people as we play this music, and just love them. Love on them and love the divine in them. And if you see your own picture up, love and honor the divine in yourself. You know, love and honor the divine in you. Love yourself in that way. And remember that, you know, it is love that will guide us, and it is love that will help us to find and discover not only what you want, but to achieve what you want, and to do it in a non-toxic way so you can enjoy it. And together as we do it, it's contagious. That deep healing is contagious. So Gary and Mike, if you can set up that call, set it up so for this last song to play.
Absolutely. Here it comes. And I think I need to just not secure the images and just play the sound only so you can do the spotlight. I think that's true, right? Or do
Yeah,
I
just like you did it last time.
But do I share, do I go to advanced and say music or computer sound only and then you get them? Yes? Okay, good. All right. Here we go. So this track is from Unspeakable Grace, and just allow the music to be the wind under your wings and the softening agent that allows you to see the beauty of love expressed in every single one of you. And just be yourself as the screen focuses randomly on the flowers of this community. Here we go. Blessings to all of you. Take a deep breath. Allow yourself to just drop in. Just look at the gorgeous jewels in this treasure chest we've assembled together. What a gorgeous array of jewels that we are. Shine your love on one another and on yourself. Let the goosebumps be your guide.
Okay.
if there isn't evidence of the beauty of human being, then I don't know what is. You guys, I'm just moved to tears by the beauty of all of you. Thank you for the privilege of allowing me to share my music with this beautiful community. Thank you, Clint. All my love.
Oh my goodness, my cheeks are hurting from smiling so big. That was unbelievable.
Isn't that incredible? Wow.
Oh, so beautiful. Wow. I love you. I'm with you. You know, I actually have recorded something from Krishna and Smita, Dr. Smita Naram and Krishna Naram, about what happens when you focus on what you want. I'm going to send an email to everyone as a part of the game that has the recording for this, and also has that special special story from Dr. Smita and Dr. Krishna. And one of the stories Dr. Smita shares is about even how they met and how they fell in love. And it'll just blow your mind. It's so beautiful. And then Krishna shares a little bit about some of the mystical experiences that happen when you follow these principles. So in tradition, we just, you know, we like to say, I love you and I'm with you. So you can unmute yourself now and you can just say, I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you. Love you and I'm with you.
And I'm with you.
Love you and I'm
Love
with
you and I'm with
you.
you.
Love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love you and I'm
Love
with
you
you.
and I'm with you.
And I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you. I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you.
Love you and I'm
With
with you.
you.
Love you and I'm with
I
you.
love you.
I
And I'm
love you
with
and I'm
you.
with you.
And I'm with
I love
you.
you, love you, and I'm with you.
I love
I
you
love
and I'm
you
with
and
you.
I'm with you.
And
I
I'm
will
with
love
love
you
you
and
and I'm
I'm
with
with you.
you.
Love you.
I love
I love
Love
you.
you
I
and I'm
love
with
you.
you.
I love you.
Love you.
I
Love
love you,
you.
with you.
Love you.
I love
Love
you.
Love
you.
you and with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
You and I'm with you.
Love you.
Love you
I
and
love
I'm
you
with
and I'm
you.
with
You and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with
Oh, that is amazing. Wow. Talk about a love blast. This is not, I think that ripples will go out over the whole planet. That's contagious love, contagious healing on every level. So take what you want, what you discovered about what you want from today, and enjoy all the kind of mystical miracles that will happen. I love you and I'm with you. Looking forward for your small groups this week and joining you next Sunday. I love you and I'm with you. Namaste. And I think Mike, because